Issue 4. Bitcoin will eventually be a global currency, and a $1 million price target within the next 10 years is very reasonable, Kraken CEO says. Yes, Jesse Powell, the CEO of Kraken, went on Bloomberg and said Bitcoin could go to $1 million. He even said that Bitcoin will be the world's currency because it's going to infinity, echoing other Bitcoiners like Max Kaiser, Adam Back, and Mad Bitcoins. Josh Shigala, is Bitcoin going to one infinity?
It's going to one infinity, or it's going to zero. It's always been the thesis of mine and of everybody's actually in the space that understands it. It's either got value that's really, really, really valuable, or it's got zero value. And I even that is changing in my mind a little bit, because it was the very, very first crypto, so it'll always have some sort of collector value, I guess. If it does go to zero, it probably goes to zero because it's completely broken and the whole blockchain breaks. Yeah, it's going to be up in the very, very valuable place. It doesn't matter if governments ban it; it'll just do it as well. Anyway, it won't matter.
Ben Ark, how many infinities is Bitcoin worth to you?
Yeah, no, that's that's often what I say to people, Josh, if they're thinking about investing in Bitcoin. I say, well, buy some, put it in a hardware wallet, don't touch it for 5 years, and it'll either be worth nothing or it'll be worth like considerably more. And I think they're the two directions. Like, either this thing will just break and it won't work for some weird reason which none of us foresaw, which is always worth reminding you that it could happen. It's very unlikely, but it could happen. Or it will become incredibly valuable. You know, I like things like the you know, the research which has been done on things like you know, using soft currency more efficiently with things like the MNT stuff, but I just don't think governments are going to do it, because it's too far out of people's comfort realm when it comes to them understanding how an economy works. You know, if your government says, "Oh, we're just going to spend, and have an infinite deficit or a very large deficit," people just kind of freak out about it. So for that reason, you know, they're going to stick to kind of the Keynesian stuff, and they're trying to operate a soft currency similar to how they would operate a hard currency, even though it is a soft currency. So why not just use an actual hard currency? So yeah, more and more capital will just drift into Bitcoin, but particularly, you know, within the next, say, 5-10 years. Maybe beyond that, people will use soft currencies in a more progressive way, but for now it's going to be kind of business as usual. Print lots of money and then claw it all back through taxes and levying up taxes. When they levy up the taxes, it'll be on you know, people with money, and they're going to put it in safe havens, and Bitcoin is that. So yeah.
Martin, do you agree with the CEO of the Bitcoin company talking to the financial press about the importance of Bitcoin in the future?
To me, the article sounded a bit like a preacher preaching to his own gospel, but I do think the price will go up. Infinity, well, it's a bit ridiculous maybe, but if you asked me in 2010 that Bitcoin would be worth $50,000 each, I wouldn't have believed it either. So I can't forecast the future, but it will go up considerably. I just don't know how much. So I do think Martin, Bitcoin is important, and as Josh said, it will always have some value. So I don't think it will ever go back to zero unless, you know, it really is broken. But, you know, even then you keep it on a cold storage and you start spending it again once the network is up again. So infinity, I don't know, how many zeros is that?
Martin, the thing is, there's literally infinite fiat, right?
How much? The Federal Reserve.
Right, they can print infinite fiat, so it can be infinitely valuable, which isn't really value, but it can be infinitely priced. So price and value is something else, but definitely the infinity is not off the table, because it's just yeah, print it.
There will always be other options too. You know, people will still purchase gold. People will They might still purchase some silver. So it just gives people an alternative to the fiat money. So yes, it will go up, and over time it will always go up, Bitcoin. But infinity, I don't know. How many years will that take?
I look at the price and I think, you know, it's not really, I mean, I know we all love it, but it's not really that useful. It's not being used that much. And look at the price. So if it were more useful and it were used more, then the price is going to inevitably fire up. So I don't think it's worth, you know, what's the price in compared to gold, Josh? Where are we?
We're at 0.0024 Bitcoin per gram of gold on Vaultoro at the moment.
I mean, is Bitcoin's nowhere near as useful as gold, is it? Gold's really useful.
People use it for all sorts of stuff. No, I mean, it's different. It's different use cases. Gold can be, you know, melted and changed and formed and looks good. It's a good electric conductor. But Bitcoin is an amazing form of currency and store of value and sneaky. Like there's different. Sure, but gold also stores value. But
absolute.
Yeah. I imagine as
coming out in favor of the yellow metal. What is this, jewelry hour?
Well, no, I mean, what I'm saying is we haven't even looked at those commodity uses for Bitcoin, but as they expand, which they will, because it's far more, you know, the first digitally scarce thing which has ever been created is far more useful than just passing beyond between us as a medium of exchange or store of value, whatever.
Well, I'll tell you what I can't do with gold. I can't take my wallet right now, scan this with my blue wallet. I can't pay, and I can't blow smoke up Ben Ark's ass with... hey, this is...
it's not working. It's not working.
It's not working. Here he is.
It's not how it works.
There we go. See? Try doing that with gold, man.
Try doing that with gold. Hey, you know, guys, this is amazing. This is another one of Ben Ark's projects. Scan it with your blue wallet or Zap wallet, any wallet that is a Lightning Network wallet. 50 cents will blow smoke in Ben Ark's face right now, right there.
We should do a charity thing for this, really, shouldn't we? We should probably dedicate it to something. Give the sats to some charity.
I tried doing it with Breeze wallet, but for some reason that doesn't work. And Ben, is it because the LNURL pay?
I don't think Breeze supports LNURL pay. They support LNURL withdraw, but they don't support LNURL pay. If you really wanted like reap the benefits, you do it in LNTX spot, like paste the LNURL from the top of this chat. Then you'll be able to write a comment as well and have it show up on the screen. So this should encourage more wallets to support that feature. Yeah, super cool.
Just as Martin said that he can't predict the future, we're forcing you to predict the future for the exit question. Josh Sigala, will Bitcoin flip the dollar? Will it reach the value of infinity where all things instead are calculated their price in Bitcoin?
Oh, absolutely. No fiat currency has ever lasted more than, I don't know, I think it's kind of a thing, 27 years. I think it's a bit wrong, that statistic. But generally speaking, fiat currencies will, if they're pure fiat, will destroy themselves. They can't help themselves but destroy themselves. They lose all value eventually because all these promises to build bridges, build roads, build hospitals, taxing is very unpopular, so they'll just print more. And especially in things like COVID, they try to bail out banks and everything else. They're printing they can't help themselves. So it's going to reach infinity. They will eventually reclassify the dollar. They'll revalue it. They'll take some zeros off. They can't do that with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a free market floating currency.
Martin, your future prediction times have come.
Oh, sorry. I was distracted by the smoke in Ben's office.
His orifice?
I totally forgot the question because it's like, you know.
Will Bitcoin flip the dollar? Will it reach infinity?
And flip the dollar, you mean one Satoshi for $1?
Well, in the future, all prices will be denominated in Bitcoin.
Spoiler. Oh no, I don't think for maybe eventually, but not in the next 20 years. I mean, it took 10 years or more for Bitcoin to reach $1 trillion market cap. It will take more time, you know. By the time I might not be around anymore. Look, gray hairs everywhere. So Josh and Ben and you will probably be around, but I'll be long gone. So in my lifetime, it will probably not flip the dollar. It might flip other currencies, which is already happening, you know, but not the dollar or the euro, I think.
I'd watch out. Things happen a lot faster than you think. It was only 248 episodes for us to get Ben up here with the smoke machine. You know, a lot of technologies we've developed here. So go ahead, Ben, and the smoke machine.
No, I mean, fiat's a huge experiment, and I don't think Bitcoin will flip fiat, but I do think that fiat will have to integrate into Bitcoin. As I've said before, you know, I do think that fiat will become a democratic federated sidechain on Bitcoin, where control isn't in the hands of some central bank. It'll be in the hands of, you know, control spread across the a geographical. So say in the UK, for example, each one of our councils would have a wallet, a key, and then they could sign if they wanted to print more or reduce the supply of the fiat. And then obviously the people who are able to have that control are elected in officials. So representative democracy will have a flavor of fiat which sits on top of Bitcoin, which people will use. So yes, it will flip.